In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the outer tie rod end on your Nissan Rogue, located right here behind your front wheel. You want to go ahead and remove your center cap. Go ahead and put your fingers underneath and gently tug outward. Pop those right off. It's going to give you access to the 521mm nuts. Go ahead, loosen and remove those. Once you have those off, grab the wheel, remove it, and set it aside. Using a 22mm wrench, we're going to go ahead and loosen this jam nut. With that jam nut loose, I'm going to go ahead and loosen and remove the nut on our tie rod end. Using a 17mm socket, go ahead and loosen this nut. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to strike the knuckle with a hammer, and that should jar the tie rod end loose. Turn this tie rod end counterclockwise to unthread it off of the inner. You can see that the inner is spinning as well. You can use a 13mm wrench on the inside here, or you can use a pair of locking pliers. So I went ahead and heated this up to go ahead and loosen this. I'm going to continue to turn this off. Now when we removed our outer tie rod, we counted 18 revolutions to unthread it off of the inner tie rod. When we install a new one, we're going to go ahead and count 18 revolutions on to give us a preliminary setting for our alignment. It's 18 turns. I'm going to spin that right there. Now at this point here, we can't move our ball joint. It's new and quite a bit stiff. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to install the nut, just a couple threads, and I'm going to gently tap this. And go ahead and line that up. Pop that up into place and get the nut started. Go ahead and tighten down the nut. I'm going to torque this at 25 foot-pounds. I want to go ahead and line up a notch on the castle nut with the hole in the ball joint, put our cotter pin through. If the hole doesn't line up with the notch, simply tighten the nut in small increments until the next notch lines up, then install the cotter pin. Now the nut is just beyond the hole in the ball joint, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten this just a little bit. And continue to do so so you can get that to line up. There we go, feed that through. Bend over the tab. I'm going to cut off the excess. Now I want to tighten down the jam nut. I'm using a 21mm wrench for this. You want to make sure this is pretty tight. And once you tighten that down, I like to make sure that our outer tie rod end is level. So I'm simply going to use a pair of pliers here. And just give this a little twist just to level this out. At this point here, you want to go ahead and install your wheel and bring the vehicle down to get an alignment. That'll help to prevent premature tire wear. Go ahead and take your wheel, line that up. Let's go ahead and get the lug nuts all started by hand first. Once you have them all started, go ahead and snug them down. Let's go ahead and torque down our lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds. Now, installing your center cap, you want to make sure that the notch here lines up with the valve stem. Pop it on and you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.